Okay, here's question 4 from the Chapter 1 Core 1 homework, which is a question from the January 2006 paper. This is the first question on this homework that is just a little bit more to it than just using a standard method from your notes. And it may also be the very first time you've seen an exam show that type question. So this is this is a very favourite type of question on the Core 1 exam. So this is possibly the most important question on this homework, and it's really worth getting this one sorted out. It gives you some information. The quadratic equation blah de blah has equal roots, and then it says show that this. Now the words show that mean we need to end up with that quadratic equation. The given thing in a show that question is the end point. If you look at it at the beginning of the question, you probably haven't got a clue where it comes from, and that can be off-putting. So the secret is to say, that's the end point. I'm not going to look at that. I'm going to look for my starting point. And that must be the information we've already been given. We've been given a scary looking quadratic equation with m's in it, and we've been given, key fact, has equal roots. That's your start point. Equal roots should ring bells. Roots of a quadratic equation might be 0, 1 or 2. If you check out your notes, then equal roots, you'll discover, is something to do with the discriminant. You don't really need that word so much as the formula for the discriminant. b squared minus 4ac has got to be a particular kind of thing for equal roots. You can check that out in your notes. But that's your way into this question. b squared minus 4ac. So you need to decide what a, b and c are so that you can use that. So first bit of the question is b squared minus 4ac and then what it has to be. Then a, b and c are the coefficients of your quadratic equation. So in this one, a is 1, b is that bracket there, and c is that there. So you set up a equals, b equals and c equals in your question. You plug them into your discriminant, you say it has to equal what you already knew it had to equal, and you've got some kind of equation which will have m's in it. And then you need to do a few lines of algebra, and you know this will appear at the very end of that algebra. So that's where you use this, at the very end. Your starting point, equal roots, set up the discriminant, values of a, b and c, get an equation, and you end up here. For 3 marks, which are quite tricky the first time you do this question, but you will practice this type till you're really good at it. But look at this last bit. Hence. Hence means use what you've just done, and we've got to find the possible values of m. This is for 2 marks. These are 2 very easy marks because we've, hence, using what we've already done, we know our starting point for part B is that m squared minus 8m plus 12. So all we've got to do is find the possible values of m from that equation. In other words, we solve a quadratic equation. We're going to be factorising it, equals 0, 2 possibilities, m equals 2 values at the end of the question. So even if you got tangled up on that 3 marks, the last 2 marks are easy, so never give up on part B of a question because you couldn't do part A, especially if it's clear that A was all about setting up what you needed to get started on B. In this question you could just take that answer to A and do B on its own. Good luck on this question, keep working on it. This is a really important one to get to the end of.